Hi, I'm Pramit Bhattacharya and I'm a chemical engineer from VIT Vellore. I have 4 years of work experience, having worked in the financial services domain. I started my career with CRISIL as a credit analyst, then worked with Siemens as a credit officer, and lastly with Barclays Investment Bank again as a credit officer. After that, I decided to do my masters and landed up at NITI. At NITI, I got the opportunity to intern with Amazon as a marketplace leadership development program associate. I interned with Amazon as a MLDP intern, and my project was titled Value Recovery Strategy for Heavy and Bulky Categories. So, heavy and bulky categories essentially involved heavy items such as refrigerators, ACs, coolers, TVs, etc. So my project deliverable essentially was to increase the recovery which Amazon had from the returned heavy and bulky items. So what usually happens is that a customer returns items as part of Amazon's returns policy, and in some cases those returns items are not sellable again. So my project was to develop a strategy for these unsellable items and maximize the recovery for these kind of items. So that was my essential deliverable, that I had to come up with innovative ideas and a comprehensive plan of what Amazon is going to be doing with these returned unsellable items, how it's going to dispose of it, and how it's going to maximize the amount of money that it recovers from these items. So this was in a nutshell the deliverable of my project. I think one of the best things about being an intern with Amazon is that they don't really treat you as an intern, but they treat you as an employee and give you a whole lot of freedom and a whole lot of latitude to do things just the way you wish to do it. So even as an intern, I had the autonomy to go out, meet clients, meet teams internally, and take my own decisions and take decisions which would finally impact the project. So at the end of the 2 months, the kind of output which I had was something which I am very proud of that I have achieved, and I'm even happy to know that a lot of the recommendations which I have suggested is currently being taken at the team and saving Amazon real money. So one of the key takeaways is that I never felt as an intern while at Amazon because of the amount of freedom which I got, and it is really enlightening and it is really heartening to see that given so much amount of freedom, what an intern can achieve in 2 months is humongous. So that is something which I am very happy and I'm very glad that I got an opportunity to intern with Amazon. A typical day at work for me would start around 8:30 and go on between 9:30 to 10 at night. So my day would be figured. I would kind of compartmentalize my day into different parts. One of the parts would be wherein I would do my own analysis. The other part was wherein I had to do a lot of meetings because of the cross-functional nature of my work. And the other part was wherein I would meet my seniors and my manager and get their feedback. So the earlier part and the later part, so early morning and late evening, was something which I would put for my own analysis and setting up meetings, and the bulk of part of the day, medicine from 10 to 5, was wherein I would kind of set up meetings with both internal as well as external stakeholders. I would also sometimes go to office on weekends because that was when the office was really quiet and I could do a lot of my analysis. And to be honest, I got a lot of my analysis done on weekends. At Amazon, it's quite common to find interns, especially from NITI, working weekends, and we would have most of them there at weekends as well. So that was how a typical day went for me. So pre-internship preparation comprised of two basic parts. One was that we made sure that we reached out to our seniors who had interned in Amazon across departments, and specifically people who had interned in as MLDP interns. So we got in their feedback and their suggestions and incorporated that. And the essential idea was that we needed to be quite proficient with Excel and R. What I had personally done was had only done Excel. I didn't do R. But for somebody who's going to intern in Amazon, a very strong hold of Excel is important, as well as a very good hold of SQL, because you'd be working with a lot of tables and data. So that is something which I would advise others to do as well, something which I didn't do, but that is something which is necessary as an intern in Amazon. So Amazon has this peculiar thing about itself that there are no presentations whatsoever at Amazon. What we usually have are 6 pages, and this is something which we are made familiar by our seniors. So everything in Amazon would have either a 2-pager Word or a 6-pager Word document. So even for our project submissions, what we had at the end of it was a final 6-pager project presentation which we made, and that is something which everybody at Amazon needs to do. What is done for us as new joinees, as interns, is there is a writing at Amazon session which is done, wherein we are taken through all the important aspects of writing at Amazon. And very honestly, having to write things in such detail ensures that you cannot leave any detail in the 6-pager. So what typically happens is that you would, in any meeting, first the 6-pager or the 3-pager, whatever it might be, is first read for the first 10 minutes, and after that the meeting proceeds. So that is something which is very atypical to Amazon, and so I didn't have to work on any presentations, but I had to work on my word skills and on my 6-pager and documentation skills at Amazon. So we at Amazon had interns right from IIM, ABC, Lucknow, NITI, SPGen. SPGen doesn't come during our time, but the entire Tier 1 B schools as well as Tier 2 B schools. So while even under my director, I had people from IIM Bangalore and IIM Calcutta, and there was me. So I didn't especially look at them as competition, but it was always great to interact with them, to bounce ideas with them, and get to see how smart they are. But what I was really focused on was making sure that I completed my project, was making sure that I delivered on my deliverables and keep my commitment which I had made to my team. So that was something which I was very focused on. Yes, I would be lying to say that it never bothered me that I was competing against other B schools, but that is something which made me work harder. That is something which made me give my 101% to my deliverables, because I knew that this is a great opportunity for me while they might have other options. So that definitely ensured that I put in my best and I delivered every day. So that is something which competition did. Nothing conscious, but definitely subconsciously helped me kind of keep doing the right thing every day. I think one of the biggest advantages of interning with Amazon is the fact that the kind of projects that almost everybody of us got was very meaningful and very meaty. Especially for my project, I believe it was very meaty, and I was given real work. The work which I did had real impact, and a lot of the recommendations which I have piloted and others have been taken up by the team, which is saving Amazon real money. So that is something which I am very proud of. And the other aspect was, while I was doing my internship, I never realized that all of these suggestions, all of these recommendations would add up to make such a big difference. But when I look at my final project report, I feel a sense of achievement that yes, I have achieved something in the 7 or 8 weeks. And that was only possible because of the leeway which I got, because of the freedom which I got, right from talking to the external lawyers, right from talking to external vendors to internal teams. So the amount of freedom which I got at Amazon really helped ensure that I could make a meaningful impact, and my project had a meaningful impact. So that was something which was great. So my key takeaway from this internship is the fact that if you put your heart to it, if you put your mind to it, and if you're sincere about it, you're going to do well. I was never sure whether I'd get an opportunity to work with Amazon again, but at the end of the internship, I was satisfied that I had at least given my best. And there could be a higher decision, there could be no higher decision, but I was fully satisfied that I had given my best, and I had a lot to take away, even if I didn't get a chance to work with them. If I sit for my laterals, I have a lot to say as to what I have done at Amazon. Networking is very important as a business management graduate, and it's all the more important during the internship. Unfortunately for me, I didn't get a lot of time to network because my project would require me to work almost 70-80 hours a week. But what I did do is I did get in touch with a lot of NITI alums for help within the company, in other companies, e-commerce companies who could have helped me. And that is something that did help me a lot. Apart from that, it's very important that you are known, your boss's boss, they know you and they have some idea of the kind of work that you're doing. So that is very important. While I could not do a lot of networking, I would definitely urge you that if you have the time and energy to do it, please go ahead, meet them, talk to them, because that is going to really help you break the ice with them. So one instance which really comes to mind is it wasn't a forced networking, but it was the last day of one of my colleagues, and I had just gone to say goodbye to him, and all of a sudden my boss's boss ended up there at that restaurant, and it was very awkward for some time, but later on we ended up talking about everything apart and outside of work, and I think that really helped me break the ice with him. While that was not planned, it definitely had consequences, and it definitely helped me and get to know him and him to know me. So at Amazon, my project was primarily into developing a strategy for how we are going to get more value recovery, so as in how I'm going to reduce costs for Amazon, and that involved me coming up with new ideas and testing those ideas. So essentially, as an intern, what is important is that there is a suggestion, as well as there is a proof of concept for the suggestion that you're giving. So doing a pilot is extremely important. For me, I took a lot of time working on the problem, identifying the problem, dissecting the problem, diving deep, and coming up with solutions that I spent the first five and a half weeks, hashing out the problem before I even went about going with my pilot. So my pilot started off in my 6th week, which ideally should have started out in my 4th week or my 5th week. So while I was lucky that a lot of my pilots shot off the ground and they did really well, but it was some bit of luck also which helped me. So as an intern in Amazon, I would really advise you to pace yourself really well, because while it's on paper it's 8 weeks, but essentially all you have is 7 weeks, because the first half of the week goes in induction and the last half of the week goes in your presentations and signing off formalities. So I would really urge, something that I could really do differently was do my pilots earlier to have a more certain shot at the PPO. PPO moment was had come very late. So what happened is I had prepared my CV, I had done my applications and everything, and the PPO came in just 2 days before our lateral placement started. So I very distinctly remember that was a day wherein I had given an initial screening round of some company, and I was sitting with a few friends in my room, and it was around 9:50 p.m. that I got to know that I got the PPO. So while I did have some expectations that I'll get a PPO, but at that moment it was like a sense of relief rather than anything else. It was more of a sense of relief that, well, it's done, and I'm out of process, and I get to work for a company that I really wanted to. So to be very honest, it was a sense of relief, and that was about it. And then friends had come over, and you had the customary congratulations and beating, but it was honestly a sense of relief rather than anything else.